Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Wednesday, June 28th, 2023. Stand up for your country. President Biden is annoyed over Hunter, and he's acting out. The president is. All right? However, at the same time, his administration, which he doesn't pay any attention to at all, is disintegrating. And that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points Memo. Again, I'm going to step-by-step this because I think it's a fascinating historical story and one that affects you directly and your family and your friends. So the Biden administration is a failure. By any measure, it's a failure. Just today, two polls came out, AP and Gallup, saying that the vast majority of American people think they're getting hurt by the economy. Okay, you didn't have a poll anywhere near that in Trump's 4 years. And I'm not pushing Trump. I'm just giving you the historical facts. Now, I'll do the polls tomorrow because I would like to take some time to read them and reflect. Unlike every other television news analyst who's going to hit you with the poll in an ideological way. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to study these polls, and I'll have it for you tomorrow. But they're out. Okay. So let's run down some of the most important parts of the Biden administration. Let's take the Federal Aviation Administration first, because millions of Americans fly every day. So now we have another meltdown right before 4th of July weekend. Another meltdown. And about 29,000 flights this week alone, and it's only Wednesday. Have been delayed by a lot, and 6,500 canceled. It's only Wednesday. Why? Thunderstorms. Okay, but we always have thunderstorms. This is North America in late June. There are going to be thunderstorms. But the whole airline system is collapsing, just as it did Christmas, all right? And, you know, back and you saw me. I was the first one to really confront it with JetBlue, which I'll never get on again. Okay, so how do we know what's happening? Because the CEO of United Airlines, Scott Kirby, put this out to the public. Quote, "I'm frustrated that the FAA frankly failed us this weekend." He's talking 3 days ago. "We estimate that over 150,000 customers on United alone were impacted because of FAA staffing issues and their ability to manage traffic," unquote. Okay, well, I'm believing Scott Kirby, although, you know, he could be trying to save his butt, but I'm believing him because Pete Buttigieg has been the head of the FAA for 2.5 years, and it is a disaster. A disaster under the former mayor of South Bend, Indiana. And we don't even know how many private jet trips he's taken because the FAA won't release that information, which by law they're required to do. And now there's a lawsuit against Buttigieg. So the FAA, according to the CEO of United, is screwing everything up. All right, that's number one. How about the border? So it's not as bad as it was earlier this year, but it's 5,000 migrants a day, every day, are being confronted by U.S. authorities on this side of the border. 5,000 a day. Who's in charge? Mayorkas, Alejandro Mayorkas. You think he has one solution to any problem? He does not. He does not. He doesn't know what the deuce he's doing. Okay, let's go to the Justice Department, perhaps the most important of any administration. You got to have justice, right? How do you think Attorney General Merrick Garland's doing? Okay, well, he may be impeached or arrested. The man may be arrested for lying under oath to Congress. Now, he's not guilty. We're giving him due process. I am telling you, he may be arrested. Because there's no question he himself tanked the Hunter Biden investigation because it might have led up to President Biden. That's what Garland did. There's no question he did it. We went over that yesterday. And by the way, if you're premium or concierge members and you don't see everything, you could go and see on demand whatever you want to see and get a written transcript free. Okay, so now we have transportation, Homeland Security, Justice Department, all falling apart. Where's Joe? Hello, Joe Biden, President of the United States. I'll tell you where he is in a minute, but he's not worried about any of that. And then let me give you one more about the Biden administration to make it just beyond any doubt how incompetent and foolish these people are. Vice President Kamala Harris. Roll it.
We were all doing a tour of the library here and talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day in the life of our children.
That's just gobbledygook, as my mother used to say. What does that mean? She doesn't know what it means. All she knows is that there is a significant passage of time. Now, I can give you 10. I feel like I'm watching Laugh-In. Remember that show, those of you who are over the age of 50, Laugh-In, Rowan and Martin, where they just lampooned everything? That would be on that show. It wouldn't be on Saturday Night Live because they don't make fun of liberals anymore. But it's so, I'm almost tempted to play it again, but I won't. I just will tell you that Kamala Harris does not know what she is doing at any time of any day. Okay, so we're wrapping it up. President Biden is the second worst president ever in the United States. I have gone through that. In fact, I may write a book about it. I'm giving you a little tease here, all right? However, his administration is almost as bad as he is. And of course, he's in charge of his administration. And that's a memo. All right, so what's Joe Biden doing today? Well, he's out raising money again. Out raising money in Chicago. Give me money because I want to be reelected. And he's doing it on the taxpayer dime because he gives a major address on Bidenomics. Wow, Bidenomics. Whereas 75% of the American people think Bidenomics is hurting them. Think he's going to bring that up? I don't believe he will. But the only reason he's doing that, Bidenomic nonsense, is so he can use Air Force One and write off all his expenses to we, the people, the taxpayers, because he's given a speech. In the meantime, he's raising money for his campaign. It's a ruse. It's legal. And that's what he's doing. All right. Now, Joe Biden, as I said in the opening, is annoyed. Okay? He's really annoyed. And the latest is that there is proof that Hunter Biden threatened a Chinese guy. Hunter wanted money from the Chinese guy and said, if you don't give me money, my father's sitting right next to me and you better watch out. Okay. In stone, happened, not reported by the corporate media very much. And now reporters are asking Biden about it. So he gets on the helicopter to go to the Air Force, Andrews Air Force Base, fly to Chicago, and there was a question. Go.
President Biden, how involved were you in your son's Chinese shakedown text message? Were you sitting there? Were you involved? Were you
I
invited
wasn't,
there?
and I don't know.
Were you?
No.
Okay, no, we got it. It only took you a week to say that, so now you're on the record. You weren't there. You didn't participate with Hunter trying to shake down a Chinese guy. But we'll see you on the record now. Hey, you would be crazy not to use AMAX Medicare Advisory Service if you're 65 or over. AMAX Medicare Advisory Service is the conservative alternative to radical left companies like AARP. They offer free consultations with qualified Medicare experts who can answer all your Medicare questions, and I'm sure you have plenty. Even if you're already on Medicare, contact AMAC to see if you are overpaying for your current plan. There's no cost, no obligation to change plans, and no radical left agenda. Do business with people who have the same values you do, people you can trust. Forget the TV commercials and mailings advertising Medicare services. Go with a company that not only offers you dozens of Medicare choices, but also looks out for your interests without the woke nonsense. So please visit AMAC's Medicare Advisory Service at amac.us/trust. That's amac.us/TRUST trust. Let's go to the mail. Steve Wilson, Spiceland, Indiana, regarding Hunter Biden and Jared Kushner. Jared uses access to power to enrich himself, just like Hunter did. Jared may have done some good in the White House during the Trump years, but his access to global power players led to his enrichment. Absolutely true. There is a difference. Hunter Biden's a grifter. He didn't do anything. Kushner did some stuff that was positive, I think, but he still used his position and his Nepo status to enrich himself. Jeffrey Brown, Bonita Springs, Florida. I agree the Ukrainian war was started by our incompetence of the Biden administration. Russia wanted Ukraine to be neutral and stay out of NATO. See, I don't know who you're agreeing with, not me. I wouldn't make that statement. I don't think the USA had anything to do with Biden's lust for power and his illegal invasion of a sovereign country. I mean, it's clear that Putin wanted to put back, all right, the Soviet Union. Biden, he wasn't even dealing with that. There was never a time when NATO was considering Ukraine. I mean, you can make all the excuses and rationalizations you want. Putin's a war criminal. And if he could, he'd conquer all of Eastern Europe like Stalin did. Joseph, do you think any of them are listening? Now, Joseph is talking about my column about drug addicts. Okay? More and more governors legalizing drugs. You think that is going to help? More and more people vote for these jerks, and we get what we ask for. We become a drug-addicted society legally. Look, the press is enabling drug addiction, no question. Individual governors, yeah, some of them are. Some of them are loons. William, wow, Bill, thank you for pointing out the truth in your column on drug addiction. Bravo. I hope everybody reads it. BillO'Reilly.com. It's free to read. You don't have to be a premium concierge. Remember to read my message of the day or my column. Brenda Papageorge, Milford, Connecticut. I grew up in a Catholic church. It's not that I've turned away from God. I find I'm closer with a better understanding of the Bible. Same commitments to leading God's people, just a different presentation. And look, Brenda, you're entitled to that. I'm not pushing religion, organized religion on anybody. You got to make your own decision about what's best for you in a spiritual world. I'm just reporting that the decline of organized religion in America is stunning. Thomas Merckx, Maryville, Tennessee. As a history buff, I know a lot about the Salem witch trials, or I thought I did. Then I watched the History Channel documentary that exposed much more than I realized. I believe your new book, Killing the Witches, is going to be enlightening. You're going to be really shocked when you read Killing the Witches, about how much information is there linking other situations. Now, it jumped 2,000 slots on Amazon yesterday alone. So if you want to pre-order it on BillO'Reilly.com, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, please do. You get it first. Be out September 26th. Douglas Streifling, Richland, Washington. A shiver went down my spine as I listened to your description of what you and Martin Dugard learned while writing Killing the Witches. It's kind of scary. I wouldn't be reading it, in a dark tunnel. It's kind of scary. Sean Whalen, Pineville, North Carolina. The reason Holly, the terror dog, is staring at you is that she's wondering why you didn't take her to Ireland on vacation. Is that it? I look, as I said the other day, Holly, like every day, is staring at me for 3 minutes, and I'm going, what? What do you want? You get fed, you get treats, you get walked. So maybe that's it. She wanted to go to Ireland. Okay, it's hard to take pets abroad. I mean, that's not an easy thing to do. All right, the summer reading program on BillO'Reilly.com, booming. And it's so hot, you guys in the southern part of the country, you can't go out. Stay in the air. It's not healthy to go out. Killing Crazy Horse, Killing the Killers, Killing the Legends, all three, plus a Team Normal hat, $32.95. Oh, come on. $32.95 gets you an entree now. One slab of steak or fish at a affluent restaurant. 3 full books, a hat. I can't do better. We also have Legends and Killing the Mob together, $18. Crazy Horse and United States of Trump together, $18. Team Normal Gear marked down 15% for the summer. We want you to have nice shirts and hats. And we have great mugs across the board. So go to BillO'Reilly.com store, and your purchases will pay off. Word of the day, do not be a miscreant. I use that word a lot, so I want you to know what it means. miscreant, miscreant. Final thought of the day is one of the most important questions you will ever have to answer. Right back. Well, you did the tough thing during COVID. You paid your people and pulled your business through the pandemic. And now you could qualify for up to $26,000 per employee at covidtaxrelief.org. Government funds are available to reward companies with 2 or more employees who stayed open during COVID. This is not a loan. You don't have to pay it back. Nobody knows about this more than the CPAs and tax experts at covidtaxrelief.org. You pay nothing up front. They do the work and share a percentage of the cash they get back for you. Even those businesses who took PPP loans can qualify. Nonprofits and churches as well. So let covidtaxrelief.org help you get up to $26,000 per employee. Visit covidtaxrelief.org. That's covidtaxrelief.org. Okay, final thought of the day. As you know, we have concierge membership to BillO'Reilly.com. Costs a little bit more, but not a lot more than premium membership. And one of the most common questions I'm getting is about wills, bequeaths, leaving stuff to family and friends. Each person is different. All right. And when you send me a question as a concierge member, I ask for information, you give it to me, and it's all private. Everything concierge is private. And then I say, this is what I would do. But it's complicated, this will stuff, and you got to have one. If you don't have one, the state's going to come in and just rip up whatever assets you have and take it. So got to have a will. Ironclad will. You need an attorney for that. Anyway, here's my overall philosophy about leaving my stuff to people. Number one, the people that are getting the stuff after I die have to be of high caliber. I make that determination. I have to see how they're living their lives. And they have to be living them in a positive way, helping other people. That's far and away the most important thing. If you have a child or a grandchild or whatever, and that person is troubled and they're hurting other people, do not enable that with money. Do not. Secondly, got to be fair. You can hurt people by leaving them too much, okay? And younger people in particular. So you want them to have a very good work ethic and earn what they have. So I ladder stuff, all right? It's complicated, but you can do it, all right? So at this age, they get this. At that age, they get that. And the third thing is charity. So my foundation, the Winifred and William O'Reilly Foundation, which is up and running now, will be, after I die, in perpetuity as a board of directors. And I have allotted money to keep that charity going. All right? That's my legacy. So I wanted to go. So there are some tips in the final thought of the day. If you have any specific questions, you got to be concierge members, because I can't get hundreds and hundreds of people asking me stuff. But if you're a concierge, I'm happy to analyze your situation for you. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We'll see you tomorrow.